Hi guys, welcome back to the Brooke and Candy show. Without Candy, because I fired her. No, that is not true. I haven't fired her yet. Candy and I will be back filming videos together very soon. So today's video is going to have a bit of a different tone because it's actually going to be more reflective and quite serious. So something that I know a lot of people do, is that they contemplate leaving social media. I did it. I finally did it. Over a week ago now, I decided to deactivate my Facebook account and I deactivated my Instagram account. I temporarily deactivated them because I still have a lot of photos and stuff online and I don't want the accounts to shut down because I will lose a lot of memories. This is also very still early stages, as like I said, I left probably maybe over 10 days ago, and I did intend on going back at some point to sort of like check in and whatnot. But so far it has been nothing but Messenger, and I figured it was quite fair to continue using Messenger as I am in isolation, and that's the main point of, well, that was supposed to be what social media was for, communicating with people. Okay, so my reason for finally leaving social media was because the negativity that came with it was just getting to be way too much. Like a lot of people, I started to feel like the negativity expressed on platforms like Facebook and Instagram was just becoming too suffocating. I think that, I'm a psychology student and mental health is a really massive topic that I genuinely care about. And I'm very against the idea that you should be exposed to negative images and stories every single waking moment. And that is what social media became for me. I, like many other people, got into the habit of checking it when I woke up and then checking it before I went to bed. And I actually was like, wow, I'm starting my day with negativity and I'm ending it with negativity. I tried very hard to curate my social media news feeds. On Instagram, I followed art accounts, creative people, old Hollywood accounts, things that inspired me and would uplift me. Instagram was just too hard. It became a place where I used to really enjoy looking at the memes on the explore feed, but then suddenly that was very quickly taken over by politics, and I think I don't have to dwell too much into what I mean by politics. I think everybody on social media does understand what I am talking about. I had been discussing with some friends how, entertainment used to be escapism. It used to be so that you could feel inspired, uplifted, have a laugh, think about something else other than, all the challenges faced in life. In the 40s, the entertainers were there to uplift people because we're only human. We cannot be constantly faced with the tragedies and the, really ugly truths that do occur in some people's lives. And my friends were agreeing with me that now, that's not what the internet really is. The internet now is used as a tool to just constantly push people's personal political messages, people's personal propaganda, etc. And we're all sort of just supposed to be happy and fine with it. Even something as simple as going on social media and constantly finding out celebrities that have died, or celebrities that are battling from diseases, or people that are battling from diseases, people that have been abducted, constantly hearing the news. I got very anxious. My thoughts were all centered around death and dying and being sick and getting caught up in tragedies. And I just don't think, I sat there and I thought, this isn't normal and this isn't healthy. I do agree that things should be talked about and people who want to talk about them should be able to talk about them. But I just decided that I couldn't keep taking on the emotional burden of things that were happening to people that I don't even know. And it was due to the fact that my anxiety was just going through the roof. I was feeling very negative all the time. Even in terms, the internet can be home to some really even sexist commentary and people, just constantly, I don't know why. Candy always mocks me because my social media feeds are always attacked by people who sort of make misogynistic or really sexist comments. And I know that is not all guys or anything like that. But when you're seeing this all the time, whether it's on Reddit or YouTube comments or Instagram or Facebook, you start to feel like it is. And I knew that that's just not the person. I don't want to be that person who generalizes about a whole group of people. I don't want to be that person who, loses excitement over life and relationships and, all of that stuff that is fun in life. And I just felt like I needed to remove myself from social media so that I could just breathe and focus on my own life. And I did it, and it has honestly been amazing. And I think it's not as scary as you think it's going to be. I was really concerned about being cut off from everything that was going on, you know, with friends and whatnot. But the funny thing is that I'm still connected with friends through Messenger, and I can share things with people privately. I don't need to share them with everybody. I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing things with everybody. I've done it a lot, and I will do it again. I just think that it's not your only option. You can still share things privately with other people. And if anything, it makes it more personal, and it strengthens those friendships because it's a direct communication, a direct contact. My massive fear was being cut out of all the action. I guess they call that FOMO, fear of missing out. But yeah, definitely I did not think that was true at all. And leaving social media has just given my brain the clarity that it needs. I feel way more focused in my day-to-day life. I'm not concerned that much anymore about bad tragedies, and I've started to actually just feel really calm, and that's kind of interesting for me because I have always struggled with anxiety. So I've just been able to be in the moment, and time feels like it's going a lot slower, which is really, really interesting. I know that like mindfully swiping news feeds, before you know it, you're like, did I do that for 2 hours? But now I'm like, oh, it's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, what can I do? And it reminds me of the days of when I was like a little girl, and me and Candy would just like play games or just read and watch movies, and the days just felt drawn out and slower, and I really love that feeling. It's a really nostalgic feeling, but I'm living it. So the other thing is that it has given me, like, not mindlessly swiping has freed up so much time that it is ridiculous. So I have a lot more time now to do things like, you know, put more time into myself. So I'm a huge vintage buff, and I absolutely love how, you know, back in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, women used to put so much effort into their appearance. And one thing they did was they would curl their hair like all the time and style it. And I have started to do that. I bought some curlers, some foam rollers, and I have been doing that. And it's just after my shower, like I have time to sit down for, I think it took me about 25 to 30 minutes to just put rollers in. It's just nice to like sit just with yourself, do your hair, no screens, no content that somebody else thinks you should be, you know, taking in. It's a very zen place to be. And as well as that, I have been, you know, putting more effort into my outfits and getting ready of a day. And yeah, I don't know, it just makes me feel better about the day, more enthused, more energetic. The other thing is it has freed up a lot of time for me to do uni work and do things that I need to do, like the admin stuff of life. I have been able to do that and just have more time to do that without being worried about, oh my god, the day's almost over, blah, blah, blah. Because before, I would be on my phone mindlessly swiping, and then I'd be like, oh, it's 5 p.m, dinner's in an hour, I have to do this for uni, and then I'd procrastinate, and like, it would just be really like stressful. But now I feel like I can just do it, and I've got extra time before and afterwards because I'm not confining myself. I'm not getting trapped by this tiny device. The tiny device has stopped taking over my life. And it was so funny when I filmed this because I wore my Slytherin jumper, and it was actually September the 2nd, so it was the full day back, the full first day back at Hogwarts. I also have more time to do things that I genuinely love to do. So I have been doing more painting, which is usually like really stressful to sort of paint whilst uni is on, because I paint for like 4 hours at a time, 4 to 5 hours at a time. If I just keep thinking in my head, like instead of swiping, I'm doing something, and I'm doing something for me, and it's contributing to my experience on Earth. And I just don't think that social media was contributing positively to my experience here on Earth. I've been doing things like having more time to listen to music and discover new music, which has been really fun. I have been going for walks every day and just really focusing and enjoying, just like really taking notice of how beautiful nature is. I don't know, I feel like maybe, I don't know, I think people who like make these life changes sound like really dramatic when they're like, life is beautiful. But I think because your brain has slowed down a little bit, you are taking in more detail and noticing things more than you would have before. Because I think that like constantly being on social media makes your brain really nervous and anxious, and like everything moves really quickly. So I think that now, like even just going for a walk, I'm like, wow, like the grass is really green today. In other areas of life, I've started putting more effort into the meals that I make, and I'm currently on a Mediterranean diet, which has been really fun because I feel like changing up my diet to something that's more focused on vegetables and fish and less on breads and meats has been contributing to my brain operating better. And one thing that I noticed is that now I'm actually sitting down and eating without a screen in front of me. I have more time to watch movies that I really love. So, and I think anyone who has watched like Just Femme Things, I did a movie list over on my other channel, Just Femme Things. I love old Hollywood, and I personally think that the scripts, the acting were just better. They put more effort into storytelling, and then like I find that modern films tend to rely on other things to sort of grab audiences in. So I've been having more time to just like watch a movie, and they're just nicer, positive messages that I'm receiving through these films than other forms of the internet. These things really, really matter, guys. And it's so funny because it wasn't until I left social media and I actually stopped watching, like I just took a break from watching modern movies and I took a break from listening to modern music. And it made me realize how like negative, like so negative a lot of modern forms of entertainment are. And I was like, oh, like this is stuff that I sort of grew to just like accept in my day-to-day life. And you know, I'm a huge believer in neuro-linguistic programming, and it's this idea that your brain is subconsciously taking on messages, and you might not directly be aware of it, but it's influencing your perception and how you behave and how you feel about things. And I really believe in that. It's a really good experiment for yourself to take a step back from that and, you know, expose yourself to more positive forms of entertainment, and just like notice like, do I feel less anxious today? Do I feel more relaxed today? And I think I'm very interested in this because the reality is that like anxiety and depression have spiked, especially in young people. At some point, you know, we all have to do a little bit of self-reflection and be like, what is it that is contributing to this? Because I think the internet is a wonderful place. Like the fact that you've got like Khan Academy and Duolingo and all these websites where you can just expand your knowledge on things, and even the fun stuff. Like I love the paranormal, I love conspiracy theories, I love unsolved mysteries, hence why they are a mystery. The internet's really cool because it connects you to all of that information. And I think like that's the thing, like I think the internet as a tool is really great. It's just how human beings have started using it that is really not so great, and it's not enticing. But I have more time now for Duolingo. So I've been getting back in touch with my Welsh heritage, and I have been practicing Welsh every single night, and I actually have more time on my hands to even do a little bit like during the day or of a morning. I'm only a week into Duolingo. I think, no, today was my 8th day. Today was my 8th day. And yeah, it's just been good. Like again, like I'm exercising my brain, I'm learning something, I'm picking up a new skill. I mean, Welsh is very hard, so I'm not sure when I'll be able to speak it fluently, but it's just, yeah, just to have that extra time to do something. I love learning languages, but I just never had the time to do it. So at the end of the day, you know, everybody uses and has different experiences with social media. This has been my experience with social media, and I think I know a lot of people who are like very much into politics and current affairs, and that's influenced my feed and the stuff that I get. And you know, that's fine, each to their own, but it was just about, I personally didn't want to keep being a part of that. Like I'm only gonna live once, so I'm the type of person where in a discussion, I love a good discussion, I will talk about things, but I'm not going to spend every waking moment thinking about things, or I don't want to always be exposed to them. But that's everybody's individual choice, what they do and don't want to be a part of, what they do and don't want to be exposed to. But I know I've just talked to a lot of people who have felt exactly how I have been feeling, so I thought I would make this video to just sort of be that voice that says, hey, you know, if you are thinking of doing this, do it, give it a shot. Like it's not even permanent. You can leave social media for even just a week. And I think questioning these like little these dimensions of social media is, you know, what's probably going to push you to sit there and be like, I don't need this, I can leave and I can take my life back. Alright guys, that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please, please, please make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, share your opinions below. I know that this is a very good discussion to have. I hope you have a very productive and good week, and I will see you next Friday. And yeah, check out Candy's video where she followed a Ruby Granger routine. I will be doing a unjaded jade routine, so stay tuned for that. And yes, just be happy, healthy, and do what is best for you. Bye.